so I won't take off any points for that. They are really, really good. Overall, another great piece, great finishing, great specs, great pricing, everything stays the same. Watches come in all shapes, sizes, colours, price ranges and specs. However, a lot of those things are locked behind the price. For this reason, more and more people are moving to places like AliExpress, where you can get surprisingly incredible quality and spec watches for really affordable price ranges. One such brand is Addiesdive, a brand that focuses on watches valued about $50 to $100 that are well spec'd, well finished and have good build quality for the price range. Now, I have actually reviewed a watch from them before, and I was so impressed with it for the money that I actually decided to reach out and ask for 2 more, leading to what we have today, the AD2066 and the AD2079. Just before we move on, I want to say I am doing a giveaway for the Merker Hill at 7,500 subscribers. To enter, just like, sub or comment the hidden message in the video. Takes you 3 seconds, costs you nothing and helps me out greatly. Anyways, starting off with some history and research into the brand itself, Addiesdive traces its roots back about 6 years to 2019, when the trademark registration reflects the first use of the brand in commerce, though the brand wasn't actually officially registered until 2021. The brand is owned by Shenzhen Addies Technology, which, as its name suggests, is headquartered in Shenzhen, China. Addiesdive, however, sets its operations centre in Guangdong, over an hour away by car, and the brand also claims inspiration to Jacques Cousteau, the man who invented diving equipment, namely because their main brand image is that of affordable divers. Interestingly enough as well, their logo actually consists of some diving goggles with 2 harpoon guns / harpoon rifles crossed against each other. This is meant to signify a stand against the indiscriminate killing of marine animals. And with my personal background of studying to be a marine biologist or ocean conservationist, this obviously matters quite a bit to me. Anyways, starting off with the first watch, the AD2066, we have a mint green sunburst dial with some lovely applied indices, a textured ring on the outermost section of the dial which separates these submarkers for each minute, and a decent quality print of their logo, all of this giving a clean and elegant but simple look, and of course a way to separate these submarkers from the rest of the dial without making it look busy. The hands are clean and well finished, with some great BGW-9 blue lume, which the indices also have. The crystal is K1 mineral, however it has decent AR coating, and the watch is only priced at about $50 to $70, which at that price range, sapphire isn't to be expected, so I won't take off any points for that. The bracelet is another part of this watch I'm impressed with at the price point, because it has decent finishing, it's not too loose, and it's also very comfortable with a lovely taper and a very good clasp. The movement is a VH31 Mecha Quartz, which I actually really like. Don't get me wrong, an automatic movement is always nice. However, in the price range this is, the only realistic movements you're getting are either Chinese rubbish, or maybe you could get a NH35 or a Miyota 8000 series, which are great movements, don't get me wrong, they're workhorses, but at this price range, you don't really want to be having a watch where getting the movement serviced or replaced costs 3 or 4 times more than the watch itself, right? I'd say that quartz is better, especially because most people buying a watch like this, it will be one of their first watches, and early on, it is just easier to have quartz. I mean, it's more accurate, it's more reliable, you only need a battery swap, there's not the cost of servicing and such, so I'd say it's actually perfectly fine, especially because it is a Mecha Quartz, so the second hand doesn't tick one at a time, it still ticks like a automatic movement would. Size wise, it's only a 36mm watch, with a 46mm lug to lug, 11mm thickness and 19mm lug width, so it's very wearable on both smaller and larger wrists. Packaging wise, it's also pretty decent too. It comes with a pin removal tool, and it also comes in a plastic, apparently waterproof case, but I'm not sure about that, with 4 seals, 2 on the side and 2 on the front, and of course it is foam padded inside, so the watch is safe, and you can probably use that box as a little bit of a travel case if you don't yet have one. Finishing wise, this is where the watch really impresses me, because the brushing is clean, the polishing is good, the transitions from brushing to polishing is insanely good for the price range, and I see no manufacturing mistakes. We have a polished bezel fixed with my favourite lug finishing for a watch style, which is diagonal brushing. I just think it works so well with the polished fixed bezels and hides small scratches very well, and the case back is also done very nicely with great finishing and a good logo. The bracelet isn't finished quite as good as the case, but it's still very decent for the price, and the clasp is very well finished. Overall, this watch is a great pickup for about $100, let alone the like $60, $50 that it is on these sales that they do. I mean, the finishing is great, the specs are good, the movement's nice, it's very comfortable, it's very clean and elegant. There's not really anything bad to say about the watch. Next up, we have the AD2079. And with this, we have a matte black dial with some lovely numerals and Breguet indices. But I don't need to explain the layout, it has like the most famous and popular Dirty Dozen field watch dial type, like so many other brands do. What is important to mention, however, is that the print is all done well, and the numerals are BGW9 and C3 lume, which look great on the watch. The hands are also lumed and seem sharp and well done for the price. Again, we have a Dome's K1 mineral crystal, so everything that I said before counts the same here. The strap is a black NATO and feels good quality and comfortable to wear, but as it's NATO you can't really comment on finishing and the like. I mean, pretty much every NATO is about the same quality as long as it's not a really cheap one. But it's very comfortable, the buckles are done, and it's very large, right? You can fit small wrists and large wrists into it, which is always nice. The movement is also the VH31, so again, everything I said before stands the same here. Size wise, it's another 36mm piece with a 46mm lug to lug, 12mm thickness and 19mm lug width. Packaging, yet again, stays the same as before. Now, the finishing is one you don't see often. With no brushing or polishing, the whole watch is sandblasted 360L stainless steel. This is done very nicely and suits the watch perfectly. Now, I personally really like this. It's probably my favourite finishing for a field watch, as it doesn't scratch easily, or at least doesn't show it. And there's also the fact that brushing and polishing, they both sort of look a bit formal, a bit high-end, whereas a field watch is more so just a watch you wear out. It's not meant to look and feel luxurious, right? It's meant to feel like a tool watch. And this is basically polishing but matte. So it just suits the style of the watch, in my opinion. Overall, another great piece, great finishing, great specs, great pricing. Everything stays the same as the last watch I said, it's just a very different style. As for my opinion on the brand, it is very positive. I have had 3 pieces from them now, and all 3 have had good QC, great specs, incredible finishing, and have been extremely good prices. If you want a daily beater, or you want to try out a different style, or you just have a very small budget, this brand is great for you, right? It's very good value, very affordable, it's all very well spec'd, it's all very well finished, it's very comfortable. Obviously there's the whole idea that the brand is just a Chinese homage brand, so I don't know, it's hard to explain. I wouldn't collect loads of AliExpress watches and say it's a collection and go out to formal events with it and everything. But just as a watch collector that likes them, to have a daily piece, to have a cool looking watch for an affordable price, they're a great brand. And don't worry, you don't need to worry about me saying this just because I'm paid off. Trust me, they're that good. In all of my sponsors, I contractually make sure that I have full freedom of speech and creative controls to tell the truth. And I'm telling you the truth, these watches for 50 quid are equal to a Tissot or a Seiko or a Hamilton that's 300 in terms of finishing, build quality and specs. They are really, really good. So if you want to try out a style and you like the look of one of their watches, I couldn't recommend them more. As for my issues with the brand and the watches themselves, I mean, the only things I can say here are that, like, sapphire crystals would have been nice, and maybe 20mm lug widths would have just given a lot more strap options than 19, but that might make them cost more and make the straps look disproportionate. So honestly, for once, I don't think I actually have a single complaint, at least for the price. My verdict is that both of the watches are very well priced. The brand makes really good stuff, even though it is homages. If you like homages, if you don't mind them, it's a great brand to go to. And if you're looking for an affordable beater, as I said before, this brand, really nice, it's for you. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed watching. Please do like and sub if you enjoyed. And never forget, time keeps ticking, so use the time you have wisely.